Okay, hey guys, it's Paul from Babel Tech here. I'm going to make a really quick video to demonstrate how you can select a color scheme, a color palette for your website. Um, so I've got a whole blog post that goes into more detail about like color psychology and other things like that. But this is going to be just a quick demonstration of an approach which you can take if you want to just get colors sorted out for your website quickly. So we're going to get 5 different colors. We need 5 colors for our color palette. And the first site I'm going to recommend to you is this one. It's called Coolors. I think that's how it's pronounced. So COOLORS.co. And if we hit the start generator here, right, it'll just start generating some random color palettes for us. Unfortunately, you have to sign up to get rid of these annoying pop-up ads, but we can live with that, I think. Yeah, so if I hit my space bar here, you can see that it's going to generate some random color palettes, which I assume some they found are popular and some people are using. And you're quite welcome to choose any of these. It's a pretty good site, Coolors. But what we're going to do today is put a little bit more science into it. Now, in the blog article, I talked about color psychology and how you can use you can apply color psychology to choose a primary color for your brand, for your business. Okay, so you should be thinking about, like, what's a color that kind of represents the personality of my brand. So there are a few ways you could go about doing that, but there is this one site here by a company called 99 Designs, and they have a little tool on here, which I thought was pretty interesting. So they talk about here what colors work best for you. And so they ask the question, so what's your brand personality? Start by asking yourself these 6 questions. So gender, is my brand traditionally masculine or feminine? Tone, is my brand playful or serious? Value, is my brand luxurious or affordable? Time, is my brand modern or classic? Age, is my brand youthful or mature? And energy, is my brand loud or subdued? So these are the 6 metrics which we've got to work with when we're trying to determine, like, what is the personality of our brand. So this is the 99D logo color generator. And you can see here we've got sliding scales for each of these 6 metrics. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I want to get the primary color for my brand, which is going to be it's going to be targeted towards web developers. So I'm going to be offering, for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to be offering, let's say, English coaching services to web developers. So I need to think about, like, what is the personality then that would resonate? Well, what's the brand personality that would resonate with that audience? And so from my experience, developers are mostly skewed towards the men. So for whatever reasons, there seem to be a lot more men in the web development industry than women. So I'm gonna actually skew that all the way to the end here, because it is pretty heavily skewed in terms of the gender demographics. Now, is it a playful or serious kind of audience? I'm going to push it somewhat towards playful. I think, it's pretty, I think the web development industry is pretty youthful. People are, it's not like banking or finance or accounting or something. So I'm gonna say it's towards the playful end of the spectrum. Luxurious or affordable. I'm going to say slightly affordable. Most of the people I've met in web development are always looking for a bargain, so I'm gonna push it towards that. You know, yeah, I think that's probably right. So classic or modern? Well, definitely modern. For obvious reasons. Youthful and mature. Yep, definitely youthful. I mean, this is a generalization, of course, but I think that a lot of people in the web development industry are pretty young. And is it subdued or loud? I'm going to say somewhat loud. So, you know, this is just a stab in the dark. I think it's, you know, I think these are reasonable assumptions. So show me the colors. All right, so it's giving me this. It says the color gods say orange, and it's given me a hex code here, which I can use. So I'm going to just copy that, which is this 6 alphanumeric hex code. So colors are represented on the web, often using these hex codes. There is also something called RGB or RGBA as a coding scheme, but hex is pretty popular. So anyway, I've copied that. So I've got my primary color now. It says your primary logo color is orange. Orange is an invigorating, playful color, the love child of red, warmth, and yellow joy. Go orange to stand out from the crowd. It's used less often than red, but still packs an energetic punch. So Pantone is a company, recommends flame orange in this year's palette. So if you decide to make flame orange the focal color of your designs, make sure to balance it out with plenty of neutrals to avoid making the end design visually overwhelming. And so this is something I talk about in my blog post as well. The fact that if you look at all of the major brands out there, they tend to use more muted colors, because if it's if it's a highly saturated color, it can be a bit overwhelming for the user. So all right, so we've got that. We've got the brand primary color. Now, what we want also is an accent color. So what we want is a color which is going to really contrast to this, and to pop, inverted commas. So it's going to be a color that we can use for like our call to action buttons, that sort of thing on the website. And an easy way to do that is to go to this site, which is canva.com. I think a lot of people would be familiar with them. And they have this color wheel. Now, a color wheel is a tool which gives you like 2 colors which are at the exact opposite ends of the spectrum. So it'll tell you like the polar opposite. So let me pop in that orange that we got. So it's saying that if this is our base color, then our accent color should be this blue, because that's the corresponding opposite end of the color wheel. All right, so, and we're using this this complementary color combination. There are some others like monochromatic, analogous, triadic, and tetradic, and you can play around with those if you like, but I just find that it's easier just to stick with the complementary scheme. I think that gives a good result. All right, so we've got 2 of our colors in. So we've got our primary color and we've got our accent color. So let's go over. First of all, I'm going to just copy that base color, the primary color. Let's come over here to colors, and I can input that as our primary color. And let's go back and copy the accent. So I'm going to put that in there. And what I'm going to do is lock these 2 colors now. So I've got a primary color, I've got an accent color. Now I think I need 3 more colors to complete our color palette. So I should have a background color, and I should have 2 typeface colors. So what I like to do is have like a one darker color for the headings, like text headings, and then a slightly more muted dark color for the paragraph text. It's just a way of like setting apart those different copy elements, if you like. So we need a light color as a background. So what I might do is, I actually kind of like this baby powder though. I might actually stick with that. So it really doesn't matter too much, but I mean, what we should be looking for is something that's white or off-white, something that's off-white. So yeah, so you can see here, we've got the different shades. I wouldn't want any of those green ones, but I'm going to stick with this baby color, baby powder white. I think that'll make a nice background. All right, so just to round out the set now, I need some typeface colors. So I'm going to just hit the space bar here and just see what it generates. I'm looking for something dark. Something a bit darker than that. No, charcoal, okay. Let's take a look at the shade options here. Okay, gunmetal, yeah, that's always a good choice. Yeah, so I might go with gunmetal as our heading typeface color. So let's lock that in. And oops, what happened there? Okay, all right, let's lock that in again. Shades, okay. So how about if I choose a slightly lighter shade for the paragraph text? So it's saying that the hex code is 233143. So let's click on there, 233143. Prussian blue. Okay. All right, so that I think that works pretty well as a color scheme. But there is one more thing that I can do. It's optional, but I think it's generally a good idea. And that is, if I come up here to this sun icon, the adjust the palette, what I can do is just drop the saturation slightly on these. So maybe just drop it down. Oops, 10. Yeah, because I think that orange is maybe a little too oversaturated for my liking. So just dropping that saturation level a bit gives us this slightly more muted orange. And the good thing about doing it this way is that it desaturates all of these colors by the same amount. So we keep our color combinations consistent. So let's apply that. All right. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so let's save it. Okay, or what I can do, I think, yeah, what I can do is just copy the URL. So even without an account here, I can just copy the URL for this palette, and I can save this somewhere. I'll put it in my bookmarks or something, so that I can always come back to this later while I'm building out the site. So there we have it. That's a quick way that you can create a 5-color palette for your brand colors. So I'll have links to these 3 sites which I've used in the blog article. But just to go over them again. So the first site that I used is this one. It's called 90. It's by a company called 99 Designs. So you can probably Google this 99 Designs, how to choose the right logo color. And then there was canva.com, their color wheel page. And then there's the Coolors site. All right, so I'll leave it there. So thanks very much.